Sariling paninindigan at saloobin ng program anchor at hindi kumakatawan sa posisyon ng DZXL RMN Manila sapagkat mahal kita, mahal kita. Filipinos in America, kumusta na sila? Ano ang kanilang istorya?
Yeah, naririnig kayo, Congress woman dito sa New York area. Can you hear our audio?
Naririnig ko po kayo.
Tingin ng boses, pananaw, saloobin ng mga kababayan natin nasa ibang bansa sa iba't ibang issue sa kanilang pinakamamahal na bayang Pilipinas.
Saan kukuha ng ikabubuhay ang mga mahihirap na ito?
Sapagkat mahal kita. Kasama batikang radio broadcaster na si Don Lino mula sa Amerika at co-host na si Lourdes Escaros. Maririnig ng live sa WRMN New York, USA at worldwide sa pamamagitan ng Facebook at sa YouTube. RMN News Nationwide, the sound of the nation. Sapagkat mahal kita. Sapagkat mahal kita. Tuwing linggo, alas 10 hanggang alas 11 ng umaga dito sa Himpilang Extra Large sa komentaryo DZXL 558.
I'm coming home to stay. Maraming beses na kitang nilayasan, iniwanan at
Dinggin ng boses, pananaw, saloobin ng mga kababayan natin nasa ibang bansa sapagkat mahal kita.
malimutan.
Ay nako, napakalamig dito sa Metro Manila at mga kapitbahay po nating mga syudad at lalawigan.
Sapagkat mahal kita.
Low pressure area at habagat plus La Nina.
Sapagkat
Siyempre yung La Nina opposite po ng La Nino. Ang La Nino sobrang tag-init, ang La Nina sobrang tag-ulan.
sapagkat mahal kita.
Sa mga oras na ito, bumubuhos ang napakalakas na ulan sa Metro Manila.
Sapagkat mahal.
Ingat sa ating mga kababayan, ingat po sa ating mga tagapakinig na nasa biyahe. Siyempre kapag maulan, basa ang kalsada, naandyan ang takaw na disgrasya.
Sapagkat
Pero alamin natin kung kahalintulad ng ating weather today, ang US of A. Mga kasama ako si Radyoman Lourdes Escaros mula dito sa Pilipinas. RMN Philippines mula sa RMN USA sa New York. Nandoon si Don Lino Celle ng RMN USA. Good morning, good evening.
mahal kita.
Good. Mainit dito sa banda namin sa Metropolitan New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut at sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Amerika because this is summertime, Miss. Yan ang Lourdes Escaros. At siyempre, umpisahan na natin. Napakaraming nagtatanong dito, buhat dyan sa inyo sa Pilipinas. Sapagkat mahal kita, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, bumabati nga pala ako sa inyong lahat. Okay? Tungkol sa kalalagayan ni President Trump, sapagkat siya ay talagang tinututukan ng iba't ibang bansa. Marami nagpapahatid ng pangangamusta and all that, especially yung mga nakakabasa ng mga peke, ng mga bali-balita, buhat sa Associated Press, buhat sa Reuters, kasama na sa mga fake news, and of course, numero unong CNN and MSNBC. Ang kanilang mga binabakbakan, bakit anyo si US President Trump, inuutusan ba niya ang mga pahinanti niya sa White House? Tagalog ko lang, okay? Na huwag ibibigay kung siya humihinga pa, uubo siya ng ubo. Talaga mga siraulo itong mga ito eh. Ngayon, to sa inyong mga nagpapadala sa akin ng mensahe sa Messenger, isang tanong lang, huwag yun ang ulitin sapagkat nakakapagod magbasa ng mga messages sa Facebook. Okay? Anyway, sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon, si Pangulong Trump ay nakonsumi na. Nagbigay ng eksklusibo at ngayon lang ito sasahimpapawid dito sa WRMN Radio sapagkat ito hindi ikineri ng mga peke ng mga national network dito sa Amerika. Nakakuha tayo ng clipping. Nagpa-interview siya sa isang dalubhasa rito sa Amerika na si Dr. Mark Siegel. Well known. Internist yan sa medisina, sa pulmon, sa puso, everything. He is an expert. Siyang nag-interview kay US President Trump. Eksklusibo. Right here. Para marinig nyo at kayo na mismo ang bumasa sa tinig ni President Trump kung siya humihinga pa o siya ay nakahiga o siya ay kung paano. Okay? Okay, sige. Narito ang Pangulong Trump and Dr. Mark Siegel.
When you were in the hospital, what was bothering you the most? What were you feeling? I just think that it was just you were tired. You were, it was just getting to you from the standpoint you didn't have that same energy level. And, my life is based a little bit on energy, and you didn't have it. And I don't know, it could have led to bad things from that point. I don't know. But I got lucky, I think, with a certain medicine. But it really was something. I took a certain medicine that was, very miraculous to me, I think. I really don't believe it's just in the head either. I think I really believe it worked. Well, I took the Regeneron, and Eli Lilly makes a very similar medicine, but you have Regeneron, you have the Eli Lilly version of it. And it just, within a period of 24 hours, I felt very different. I think I could have left the hospital a lot earlier. And I just felt very good. You would have sort of a sore throat, just to add to what we were saying, but I felt really very, very good after taking this for a period of time. It's a transfusion, not a shot. And, I'd like to send it to everybody. In fact, I've said I'm going to send it to everybody that's got the problem, and we're going to send it free of charge, including seniors, of course. We're going to send it to everybody. Did you want to leave the hospital earlier than they said?
I did, to keep me for observation. They wanted to be sure it was good, but I did. I was there for, I guess, 3.5 days. I wanted to leave after the first day. I really felt I was in not bad shape after the first day. I think I would have been in much worse shape had I not taken this medication.
How long did they want to keep you, the doctors?
I don't know exactly, but they kept me for the time. I stayed for the time that they needed me, and they've done a lot of tests. They've done tremendous tests, and right now I'm medication-free. I'm not taking any medications as of, probably 8 hours ago or so. I'm medication-free, which frankly makes me feel good. I don't like medication.
Mr. President, if you would feel comfortable, can you tell me a little bit about the tests you had in the hospital? Did you have a CAT scan? What did that show?
Yeah, they tested the lungs. They have incredible equipment at Walter Reed. In fact, they said, no, you could leave your jacket on. That's the first that's ever happened. Leave your shirt on, leave your jacket on. I said, I'll take it off anyway if you want. But literally, they tested the lungs. They checked for the lungs, and they tested it with different machinery. They have incredible stuff that I've never even seen before. And it tested good. Initially, I think they had some congestion, but ultimately it tested good. And with each day, it got better. And I think that's why they wanted me to stay, frankly. But the CAT scans were amazing. The equipment was incredible. I've never seen equipment like this before. Ngayon, maliwanag yan. Para sa mga peke, na mga periodista, mga peke, na mga radyo, peke na telebisyon. Overseas, and dito sa Estados Unidos ng Amerika. Okay? I'm proud about WRMN Radio. Nakakakuha kami ng clipping right away. That was done 7 hours ago. At mamaya, maririnig nyo yung una niyang ratsyada ng balik sa pagkampanya sa labanan ng pagkapangulo ng Amerika. Subalit, ituloy natin ito dahil may mga pumipinta sa kanya na nung pauwi na raw si Pangulong Trump, bakit niya dinala sa kanyang SUV yung dalawang Secret Service at siya umupo sa likod at lumabas sila doon sa Walter Reed Medical Center. Sabi niya, inilagay niya sa alanganin yung dalawang Secret Service na yon. Bakit siya lumabas? Kung maganda na pakiramdam niya o siya ay nag-hallucinate dahil ang dami-dami niyang gamot na iniinom. Yun ang sinasabi ng mga hudas ng mga Democrat. Okay. Pakinggan natin ang pagpapatuloy ng interview nitong si Dr. Mark Sigal with U.S. President Trump.
Can you talk to me about when you went outside Walter Reed and PPE and the drive that you took and well-wishers and what you were thinking when you did that? Well, I had tremendous numbers of people. I could hear them from the hospital, and I was way up high and, this very fortified military hospital that's, built to the highest standard. And yet through these very powerful windows, I could hear people screaming and shouting and with love, with real love. And after 2 days, I said, I want to go out and say hello to the people. And I went to Secret Service, and these are the people that are with me all the time. And they said, we have no problem, sir. I said, I just want to take a drive by them and just wave. And you saw what happened. It was a great display of love out there. And there were many, many, many people. But I don't think there was anybody negative out there. It was just, they went crazy when they saw the van go by, the car go by. And the people in were protected. They were very heavily protected for them. They were standing out there 24 hours a day. You saw that. I mean, every time you would be on television, you see them in the background. And I just thought, I love the people I love the people of this country. And I thought it would have been very disrespectful if I was there for three and a half days, and these people are there standing late at night, early in the morning, and I didn't go out and at least give them a little wave. And that's what I did, and I'm very glad I did it. And how you can apply it to other people that have COVID-19 and how to prevent getting COVID-19, lessons learned. It's such a great question. I think the biggest thing is that I did do it early. Now, I have such great access to medical. We have a White House doctor who's great, and you have so many great doctors. So, as soon as I felt something, but a lot of people are around me, so I think about it. And I know there's a danger, but I can't be somebody that goes into a basement and just hides in a basement for the rest of my life. I'm running a country, the greatest country in the world. So what I think the big secret for me was I got there very early, and, I think it would have gotten a lot worse. One of the doctors said he thought it would have gotten a lot worse. So I think going in early is a big factor. I've given steroids to a lot of patients. There's issues with anxiety or behavioral issues. Did you have any problem with that? No, I didn't even know I had it. I didn't know what it was. It's a form of a steroid, but it keeps the swelling down of the lungs, as I understand it. And I tolerated it very well. I don't take it anymore, but it was pretty short term. During the course of the medicine, that was one of the medicines. And no, I think I tolerated it very well. What are you taking right now as of today? Oh, but pretty much nothing. We had our final doses of just about everything. Actually, the original transfusion, that's supposed to last for about 4 months. The antibodies. And I think you're supposed to be protected anywhere from 2 to 4 months, and maybe longer than that. It's really at a level now that's been great to see it disappear. Where do you think you got the virus? At what point do you think you contracted it, looking back? I don't know. They had some big events at the White House, and perhaps there. I don't really know. Nobody really knows for sure. Numerous people have contracted it, but people have contracted it all over the world. It's highly contagious. That's one thing you learn. This is a contagious disease, and generally you get better from it, but we also now have medicine. What we're doing now with the medicines and all of the things is incredible. But, especially younger people, I hope they open schools. Some of the states are closed, and the cure is worse than the problem itself in many cases. It's a terrible thing. Mr. President, a final message from you to America about what they can learn from your illness and your recovery, which many would say is inspiring. A final message. I just have such great respect for the doctors and labs, scientists, the people that work on this. They're doing incredibly well. I have incredible respect and love for the families that have suffered so badly. This is something that came to us out of, I don't know, I won't be able to tell you yet. Maybe at some point I'll be able to report exactly why it came to us, but it came out of China. It shouldn't have happened. They should have never let it happen. But they suffered plenty also, far more than people understand. But this is something that should not have been allowed to, they should not have allowed this to come out to the world, not only to the United States, to the world. But I have such respect for the people that have suffered, and my sympathies to those families that have been so horribly hurt and just horribly hurt. And again, the respect for the doctors and for the technicians and for the scientists is incredible, because I've seen what they've done, and it's incredible the job that they've done in a short period of time. And you'll see that very soon with the medicines and with the vaccines.
Mr. President, I really appreciate that last answer and the interview, and I want to tell you how much it means to us that you appeared for your first on-camera interview.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. My great honor. Thank you.
That's the President of the United States. So for those guys sending me Twitter from New York, that's our President. So what the hell are your problems? You know, stop the nonsense, okay? Because I promise you, I will not stop. I will not stop. May yung mga nagkalat yung mga Filipino, your Filipino reporters, field reporters, they understand Tagalog. I will not stop banging you on air. And I don't give a damn what you do. I'll embarrass you. There is no such thing as camaraderie here with Don Lino. Okay? His program is a crusade. Kabis? Alright, now, doon sa mga nakikinig, sa iba't ibang bahagi ng daigdig, ito ang kauna-unahan na paglabas ni US President Trump approximately, 4 hours ago, nang siya'y lumabas doon sa balkon. Sabado kami ngayon dito, Linggo kayo ngayon dyan, right? So, lumabas siya sa balkon, ilang libo yung nandoon sa labas ng southern part ng White House, at yung mga 1,000 binigyan ng pagkakataon na magmaskara, makapasok sa South Lawn ng White House. Between 800 to 1,000. Pero yung karamihan nandun sa labas, sa kalye. Nilagyan ng speaker doon at nababanaagan nila sa balkon si US President Trump. Sapagkat nga sa ikinakalat ng mga fake news dito na, uy, ganun si Trump, makapagsalita nga ito eh. Oo, may mga depression na ulo nito mga Democrats nito eh. Okay? So, you're hearing exactly the voice of US President Trump. Okay? Now, here is his first shot for the continuation of his campaign. At sa Lunes, he'll fly to Florida, then North Carolina, then all over the place. So he's back on the trail. Pinipintasan nila. Baka siya mabina. Kaya gagawa tayo sa Kongreso ng komisyon sa 25th Amendment para kung may mangyari sa kanya ay kailangang ibigay niya ang kanyang pagiging Pangulo kay Vice President Pence. At kung may mangyari kay Vice President Pence, ang magiging Pangulo ay ang Judas na matanda na mukhang tuod na si Speaker Pelosi. Judas na yon. That's right. Ganun ang kawalang hiyaan itong mga Democrats na ito. They're the most hated people here in America. Right here is U.S. President Trump.
I did a great job because we're on the side of right. We really are. We're on on the side of right. And by the way, we are, and it's true, and I say it all the time now, more and more, we are draining the swamp like nobody in history has ever drained it. Every race, color, creed, we support you, we honor you. In contrast, the Democrats' socialist program and platform, it really is more than socialist. It's not just socialist, it's beyond socialism. Jesus, communist, that's about right. But I recently announced my plan to deliver more opportunity, security, fairness, and prosperity. And you know what it is? I don't have to go over it, but it's the Platinum Plan, and it's going to bring back new jobs. Like at a level that you've never seen before, and we've done a lot. We've done a lot in wealth building, and it's already taken place, and it's taken place at a level that had we not been hit by the pandemic, you would have seen numbers like you've never seen before. But those numbers are already rebuilding again. And so we are now beginning the fastest economic recovery. Thank you. I love you too. The people of our country and the whole world is watching are seeing things now that they haven't seen in this country for decades. They're seeing a spirit and a resilience like they haven't seen. I just want to thank you, and I love you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. President Trump speaking live from the White House, kicking the speech off, saying he is feeling very well. He said they will be pulling through with these rallies and will not be letting the country turn into a socialist nation. And President Trump also pointing out how science and medicine will eradicate the China virus once and for all. He also made sure to say that he is pro-jobs, pro-workers, pro-law and order. They were wearing masks, but they were definitely kind of sandwiched in together. The crowd was very receptive, and we are going to toss it over to you now to see how your panel saw.
He looked fine. He sounded good. He seemed in good spirits and good humor, and he didn't cough. Does that image of looking like his normal self go a long way in this campaign?
But the president is leading by example. He's not asking you or I to do something he himself has not done, and that is get on with life, lead. There is no more pressure that a human being can have than Donald Trump has had and continues to have. He's in his 70s, and look how he's come through this illness, thank God, with very minimal symptoms. Of course, he has the best doctors in the world, but the medicines he's taken are the same. They're available for any American who is suffering through this illness. It shows that the survivability of this illness should not prevent us from living our lives. Our lives are full of risk. We mitigate risk anytime we can, but not to the point of shutting ourselves down, either personally or as a nation. We have to go on with life. We can't stop hurricanes, tornadoes as we've seen, earthquakes, but we can manage risk. But to think that we're going to shut down our country, shut down our lives, the president is right. The cure is worse than the disease if we allow ourselves not to be able to live life.
That's right. Ang buhay ay pakikipagsapalaran. Kung ang tao ay hindi marunong makipagsapalaran at walang responsibilidad, there is no such thing as freedom. What kind of life is that? Katulad nitong kalaban niya na si Biden, 6 na buwan na nagtago doon sa ilalim ng kanyang basement. Nabalitang-balita rito sa mga gumagalang kay US President Trump na bunker. Kumbaga sa gyera, nagtago doon sa bunker. At tapos sasabihin nila, mas mahusay daw yon kung yun ang magiging presidente sapagkat kayang-kayang burahin ang problema ng coronavirus sa buong daigdig. Ulul! Pardon my friend. I mean, hindi nun alam kung siya buhay pa. Now, ang nagtataka ako, dito sa mga hudas na Democrats na ito, bakit walang tinatamaan sa kanila ng infeksyon ng coronavirus? Not even one. Nada. Ilang senador na ang tinamaan. Pati ang Pentagon namin dito ngayon, ang top brass ng military, the supreme power of the world, Naka-quarantine. Diyos mio. Pero ang mga Democrats, alaw. Alaw. Wala. Zero. Paano nangyari yun? Well, anyway, pakinggan nyo itong nangyayari ngayon sa US Pentagon.
The nation's top military leaders went into self-quarantine on Tuesday after the U.S. Coast Guard said its number 2 official tested positive for COVID-19 over the weekend, a disclosure that only adds to a sense of uncertainty about operations at the highest levels of government as a wave of infections hit senior White House staff, several Republican senators, and the president himself. Coast Guard Vice Commandant Admiral Charles Ray tested positive following a top-level meeting late last week with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, including its chairman, Army General Mark Milley, the president's top military advisor. Later on Tuesday, 2 officials said the Marine Corps commandant did not meet with Ray last week and therefore was not self-isolating. U.S. defense officials speaking to Reuters on condition of anonymity stressed that the military's top brass, with the exception of Admiral Ray, had all tested negative so far and were still carrying out their duties. Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, who was also infected with the virus, said on Tuesday that the rise in COVID-19 cases at the executive mansion is not disrupting the functioning of the U.S. government, after multiple news outlets reported on Tuesday that 2 more White House staffers tested positive for the virus, a day after the return of President Donald Trump. In addition, Sean Conley said in a statement on Tuesday that Trump was doing extremely well, and today he reports no symptoms of COVID-19, after returning from a 3-day stay at Walter Reed Military Hospital.
Well, at narinig nyo na yung pinaka-latest na nagsalita siya, nasa balkon, malayo, yung unang hanay nung mga nakapasok sa South Lawn, at talagang inisa-isa sila umaga pa lang. Dahil libo na test lahat, testing, 1, 2, 3 for COVID. That's right. Pero hindi maawat. Yung mga nandun sa likuran, sa pakuran na lang nila sinisilip. Ganong karami ang followers nitong si US President Trump. Sa Florida, kanina nandoon si Vice President Pence para yung mga nakikibalita sa inyo kung anong tunay na nangyayari. That's right. Nagpunta sa Florida at nando sa community, the villagers, kung tawagin yon, mga Espanyoles. At nandoon sa Don Lino, Celle, ang mga larawan. Libo-libo nandoon. My goodness. Pero anong ibinabalita ng CNN? Wala. Wala silang pinararating sa inyo ng mga ganyan. Na hindi nila inilalabas yan sa kanilang mga local USA station. I don't know what these guys are up to, you know. Pero kanina, natatawa ko, gawa ng nadulas si US President Trump nang sinabi niya na he's right. I will not allow socialist dito sa Amerika. Tinuro niya yung isang nagtaas ng kamay na sa dami ng mga tao na yon, humiyaw yung isang supporter at sinabi na communism man niya yan. Sabi niya, that's right, you know, I mean, kaya siya tumawa. So masiglang-masigla na si Trump at kaya siya babalik na sa, you know, Air Force One sa Lunes, lilipad ng patungo ng Florida. At doon talagang ang survey, ilalampaso niya doon ang Democrat. Siyempre, kasama doon sa ilalampaso ang matandang si Biden na hindi niya alam kung siya'y buhay pa. That's right. Ano ang mga sinasabi nila tungkol sa debate? Matutuloy ba yung debate? Ganyan. Kasi yung second debate, dapat sa A15. Pakinggan natin ito.
So the president's still recovering from the coronavirus. His doctor said yesterday he had no symptoms after all his treatments, and President Trump still planning to debate Joe Biden next Thursday. Now, the Democrat says
We're going to have to follow very strict guidelines. Too many people have been infected, and it's a very serious problem.
right to the
Narinig nyo yung may hindi na marinig yung boses na si Biden. Ayaw na niya. Ayaw niya. Ang idinadahilan, gawa ng coronavirus daw. Bakit siya pumayag na magkaroon ng debate sa 15 sa Webes? Hindi niya masabi na dahil kagagaling lang sa sakit nitong si Trump, sapagkat Trump is all over the place. Ang daming tao na sa White House, labas-pasok doon. Hindi humihinto ng trabaho si Trump kahit nung ginagamot siya. Yes, totoo yun. Nakapaligid ang talaga mga dalubhasa ng mga private and military doctors. At yung regional na gamot. Hindi pa kasi aprobado yun, Miss Lourdes Escaros ng FDA. Subalit, ininom na ni Trump. Yun ang sinasabi niya na pag inom niya, para bang wala na nangyari na COVID sa kanya. So, aaprubahan na yun. Yun ang sinasabi niya na ipamimigayan niya natin yan dito sa Amerika at dyan sa Asia, sa Europa, libre. Ipapadala para makatulong sa may mga sakit. That's right. Sa halip na hydroxychloroquine. Yun ngayon. Sapagkat mismong siya ininom niya. At talagang parang walang nangyari. My goodness, pag nakita mo sa television si Trump, wala, naglalakad doon, umiiwas lang na kumamay ng kamay. Hindi naman talaga siya kumakamay. Binata yan, hindi. Hindi lalo na ngayon. Pero yung mga kalokohan nila na kung ano-ano binabalita sa Asia lalo na at naniniwala yung iba sa inyo riyan, pati yung mga tagapakinig ng WRMN radio dito sa New York, use your head. Makinig na lang kayo rito. Hindi ako yung nagsasalita. That's Trump. At pag-abang-abang lang kayo, siguro within 24 hours, lalabas na yung video na yan. Sa Twitter, sa Facebook, kanina, chinek ko, wala pa eh. Kaya nauna kami ni Lourdes na magbalita tungkol dyan sa paglabas niya sa balkon at yung ginawang interview eksklusibo ni Dr. Mark Siegel. Ngayon, nakakaawa gawa ng itong mga fake news na ito ay napapahiya rito sa ginagawa namin. Pero wala akong magagawa eh. Hindi ko pwedeng pahintulutan na bastusin nila ang Pangulong Trump. It's just not fair. Not fair. Ngayon, isang iskandalo rito na ang dating direktor ng CIA na si John Brennan ay sinisilip ngayon ng Inspector General at ng FBI. Pakinggan muna natin.
The president tweeted he's authorized the declassification of documents related to the Russia investigation.
Notes written by former CIA Director John Brennan after he briefed then-President Obama read in one summarized part, quote, alleged approved by Hillary Clinton a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up a scandal claiming interference by the Russian security service.
Lagot. Hindi ko na isa-isahin kung sino-sino mapapahamak dyan. Kasama dyan si Hillary Clinton, si Barack Obama, yung dating FBI Director, sapagkat di-classify. Ang ibig sabihin, pinahintulutan ni, that was only for the past 24 hours. Pinahintulutan ni Trump na isang bulat na sa publiko yung mga classified na mga ginawang investigasyon for the past 3 years laban sa kanya na wala namang naging resulta kundi nag-aksaya lang ng kwarta ng kulang-kulang $40 million Russian impeachment. Lahat na banggirahan itinapon sa kanya. Kaya ngayon sila ngayon ay mananagot. That's right. Ang mahalaga rito, yung mga bagay na importante. Yun ang sinasabi ni Trump. Sa halip na pinag-ukulan nila yung mga bagay na yon na walang katuturan, dapat itong mga nawalan ng hanap buhay. Ang United Airlines, ang American Airlines, libo-libo ang mawawalan ng trabaho. Yun ang gustong bigyan ni Trump ng salapi kagad. Subalit, naglalaro ng ping-pong nga yung matandang tuod na si Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Pakinggan natin dito itong nangyayari sa stimulus package na gustong ibigay ni Trump.
President Trump tweeted late last night, Congress should immediately approve $25 billion to help the airlines, $135 billion for more small business loans, and a bill to provide Americans with another round of $1,200 checks. Hours after end of negotiations on a broader economic stimulus, saying they'd do it after he wins the election.
The White House cast blame on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, saying that she was seeking $2.4 trillion to bail out poorly run, high-crime Democrat states. The president said he counteroffered $1.6 trillion, but Pelosi simply wasn't negotiating in good faith.
That's right. Kunyari, pinirmahan yung $25 billion na para mabigyan ng mga approximately $2,000 kada buwan yung mga tatanggalin sa mga airlines na aabot ng mga 60,000 tila. Pagkatapos ang daming hinihingi kay Trump. Yung mga kanilang mga, dancing, konsyerto, ipagawa yung building. Ganun. Sabi ni Trump, bakit hindi sa isang taon na yan? Bago pa dumating ang eleksyon, gawin na natin ito. Bigay na natin yung pera doon sa mga nangangailangan ng salapi. Ipinaliliwanag ba ito ng mainstream media? Does the mainstream media try to disseminate this information to you people? You don't know. Because we don't see it on ABC 7. We don't see it on CBS. We don't see it on CNN. We don't see it on, NBC, MSNBC, CNBC. Kaya, sobra na akong submission dito ng mga tao. Kaya now, you have to rely on the social media but be careful dahil infected din yan ng mga fake news. So we're trying very hard to give you all this information para kayo ay nakakatanggap ng sariwang balita at kapag bumanggit ako ng pangalan, sila mismo yun nagsasalita. I will never quote a top-ranking official, lalo na si Trump. Hayaan mong siyang magsalita na hindi ginagawa ng mga peke na mga news media. At pag binanggit, binabaluktot, dinidistort nila. Distortion means pipilipitin yung mga sinabi at iba na ang dating. Mga hindi ko malaman kung ano itatawag ko rito sa mga ito Pero, ganun sila. Huwag nating gayahin yon. That's right. Now, meron din akong katanungan kay Miss Lourdes Escaros. By the way, meron akong correction na natanggap dito. You know, kinurek ako rito ni Miss Cindy Gonzalez. Right now, it's autumn in America. Ito, sa Eastern Seaboard, hindi summer. It's autumn in New York. That's right. The falling leaves drift by the wind. Naman ang ugat. Para tayong si Tony Bennett. Kaya napakaganda, malamit ng maging kulay gold and pula ang mga dahon. Very romantic na mag-drive sa mga kalyihon na kailalaki at kabi-kabila ang mga puno, kulay ginto. All the leaves are red and gold. That's right. Anyway, ang katanungan ko ganito, Miss Lourdes Escaros. May kinalaman ito doon sa sinasabi niyong quarantine ng mga puok dyan sa Pilipinas. Halimbawa sa Metro Manila, Batangas, sa Cavite and all that. You know? Ano ang recent na quarantine na status ng Metro Manila muna? Kasi may sinasabi kayong general quarantine ba kung paano, and meron kayong modified and all that. Gusto kong malaman sa Metro Manila dahil marami nagtatanong patungkol sa darating na undas, kung tawagin ng iba, sa aming Katagalugan is Todos dos Santos. Bukas ba? Makakadalaw ba yung mga mag-anak sa kanilang mga mahal sa buhay para magbigay ng paggalang? Yun ang mga gustong malaman nitong mga nandito sa Estados Unidos ng Amerika, Miss Lourdes Escaros.
Okay, Don Lino, ang Metro Manila at I think nasa 6 provinces ay under ng General Community Quarantine. So medyo mahigpit pa ang quarantine na ipinatutupad sa mga lugar na yan, kasama na nga ang Metro Manila. Pero yung tanong mo naman kung maaaring dumalaw yung ating mga mahal sa buhay sa mga pumanaw nilang mahal sa buhay, sa buong bansa ay pansamantalang isasara ang mga sementeryo mula sa undas hanggang I think first week, Don Lino. So pwede nyong dalawin yung mga pumanaw nyong mahal sa buhay before and after that week. So sarado siya, hindi siya pwedeng puntahan muna ng ating mga kababayan. Yung biruan nga ngayon sa Pilipinas, Don Lino, okay lang daw yon. Baka pwedeng yung mga pumanaw nating mahal sa buhay muna dumalaw daw sa atin.
Teka muna, liliwanagin ko lang. Ibigay mo yung eksaktong petsa na hindi sila pwedeng dumalaw.
Okay, i-check ko kasing alam ko mula October 30 hanggang first week. I-check ko lang doon yung tamang date para sigurado sa ating mga kababayan. Pero ang alam, okay, October 29, mula October 29 hanggang November 4. Ulitin ko lang, 29 to November 4. Sarado ang mga sementeryo sa buong Pilipinas, ano man yung status niyan or status niyan, yung quarantine status. Before October 29 hanggang after November 4. Before October 29 and after November 4, dyan nyo po pwedeng puntahan yung mga mahal nyo sa buhay. Pero may mga patakaran pa rin yung bawat lokal na pamahalaan kung paano nyo pupuntahan yung mga sementeryo.
Ano ang posibleng mga gagawin ng mga kanilang mga syudad para makapasok yung mga dadalaw sa kanilang mga makabilang buhay na ng mga kamag-anakan?
Okay, before September 29 at after November 4 pwedeng dumalaw, pero sila ay magpapalista sa mga local administrator na mga sementeryo. para sila ay makapasok. For example, I think limited persons kasi yung mga pwedeng papasukin in a day. Ngayon sa mga public cemeteries naman, pwedeng pumasok pero limited din lang ang papayagan. Kinakailangan pa rin ng mask, face shield, and distancing.
So walang silbi na yung mga nandito sa Amerika ay uwi dyan sapagkat yung unang araw ng Nobyembre, yun ang talagang todo sarado ka mo ang mga cemetery.
Oo, wag
Right.
na. Wag na.
Ano pang iuwi?
Wag
Ano pang
na.
iuwi?
Walang uuwian, no? Siguro, kung yun ang pakay mo, talagang wala. Hindi mo rin makikita.
Well, yun ang kanilang patakaran dyan. So, gobyerno nila yan. Wala tayong magagawa ron. Kayong mga nakikinig dito sa atin. Okay? So, hindi katulad dito sa Amerika kasi hindi pwede rito yung pasaran-saran. Ngayon, na-demanda ng katakot-takot ang gobernador ng New York. Because that's unconstitutional. Iski yung paglalagay ng maskara sa mukha. That is unconstitutional. Ganun kalaya ang Amerika. You cannot dictate to anybody. If he wants to die, let him die. Pero nga silang abortion eh. Tapos ipagpipilitan mo na magsuot sila ng ng maskara. Ganun din ang pag-iisip ni Trump at pinatunayan sa kanila ni Trump. Kung nabasa nyo yung English niya kanina, ang sinasabi niya at pati ng mga analyst na kumampi na kay Trump, hindi niya pwede yung ginagawa ng ibang bansa. Nasasara nila yung kanilang ekonomiya. Mamamatay sila ng gutom. Ayun ang inaabot ngayon ng mga bansa. Sinabi ni Trump, that will never happen in America. Kaya, 12 milyon na ngayon ang total na naikarga na ng mga bagong mga manggagawa. Siya mismo. Ayaw niya magtagal dun sa Walter Reed Medical Center. Kaya siya lalabas na uli sa Lunes. Kailan lang siya nakitaan ng infeksyon? Last week lang. Lunes siya pinasok. Lunes, ditong darating. At kanina na nga, nagsimula na nga eh. Kaya nga siya nagpa-interview na. Sabi niya, life is a lot of risk. Sa Tagalog, ang buhay ay pakikipagsapalaran. Tatawid ka sa kalye, nakikipagsapalaran ka. Kakain ka ng siopaw, nakikipagsapalaran ka. Kung may pako yun, o nilagyan nyo ng mga, komunistang insikbeho ng kung ano. Pupunta ka sa barbero, baka saksakin ka sa ulo dahil nasiraan ng bait. Everything is a risk. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng mensahe ni US President Trump. Now, if you're not willing to risk your life, pero gagawin mo yung responsibilidad, susunod tayo sa sinasabi ng mga doktor. Pero hindi tayo pwedeng diktahan kung anong gagawin natin sa buhay natin. That's right. Ang gusto ng mga Democrats dito, sara ng ekonomiya ng Amerika. Political yun eh. Para lalong bumagsak ang ekonomiya nung nakakaraang mga linggo. Para ang mga tao ay magalit kay Trump. Dahil yung iba hindi very bright ang pagbibintangan ng Pangulo. Hindi. Sinabi ni Trump, no. Lahat ng kumpanya na magbubukas, bukas. Hindi pwedeng pasaran. Ngayon, yung mga empleyado niya na ayaw pumasok, hindi rin sila pwedeng pilitin. Kung gusto nilang sa bahay sila, yung tinatawag na visual, computer, teleconference, Zoom, and all that, pwede. Pero yung mga gustong pumasok sa kanilang mga tanggapan, hindi mo pwedeng awatin yun. Lalo na yung mga kinakailangan. Sapagkat kapag hindi sila pumasok, malulugi yung kumpanya nila, ayun ang inabot ng mga stewardess at ng mga piloto ng American Airlines at ng United Airlines. Maraming pasahero na gustong bumiyahe, walang mga pahinante. Paano tatakbo ang eroplano? Anong kikitain ngayon nung eroplano? Leo, 60,000 mahigit. Next week. Actually, last week yata sinimula na sa United Airlines. 30,000. Could you imagine that? Si Trump nakaalalay. Bigyan nyo niya yan ng unemployment benefit kagad. Kaya nag-request siya sa Congress ng $250 billion. Pero merong ginagawa itong Nancy Pelosi, yung matandang yon na tuod, Speaker of the House. Hindi! Bigyan pa natin sila ng additional 2 trillion. Pero, pirmahan mo ito, Mr. President. Itong mga gusto naming, papintahan dyan, yung mga, concert places and all that, punyemas. Ang kay Trump, no. I will not sign that. Ang pipirmahan ko lang yung mga para sa bulsa nung mga nangangailangan para sa unemployment. Sa isang taon na natin asikasuhin yung mga hindi importante. Yun ang labanan ngayon dito sa Amerika. At gusto nga nung iba, Sara ng New York. New York is like a ghost town, my God, Sinong siraulo ang magsasabi sa kanilang kamag-anak dyan sa Pilipinas na, New York pa rin. Oh, yeah? Saan yun? Saan parte ng New York yun? Nung isang gabi lang, nagbarilan, ilang daan ang nabaril doon. Sinong lalabas doon? Sa Queens. Kasama na ngayon na may problema ang Queens. Brooklyn. Staten Island. Hindi na lang sa Manhattan o yung tinatawag na New York. No! Kaya nagalit na ang mga may-ari ng mga kalakalan. Nagsama-sama ang mga, hindi yung malalaki, kundi yung mga tinda-tindahan na disente na nakakalat sa iba't ibang bahagi ng New York metropolitan area. Ilang daan nag-file ng kaso kahapon, Biyernes. Sana personal ang ginawa nilang kaso laban kay Como nang umikot ang salumpwit niyan at atakihin sa puso yung animal na yan. Tawag ko dyan si Bitoy Carlioni. Italiano kasing Judas na yun eh. Ang akala niya siguro Godfather siya eh. Hindi siya si Vito Carlioni. Is Bitoy Carlioni. Ewan ko kung kilala ni Lourdes yun, si Bitoy. Nung maliit ako, nandiyo dyan, si Bitoy, tawa ko ng tawa. Palatawa yun, kasama ni Pugo. Yun ang mga inabot ko dyan sa Pilipinas ng mga kumigero. The best. That's right. Kaya kayo dyan sa New York, mag-ingat kayo. Kayong mga Pilipino, I'm reaching out to you. Huwag kayong lalabas. Kita nyo na ang ginawa ni Trump sa speech niya. May hindi binanggit ang Asian Americans. Ang binanggit lang niya na tutulungan niya, Black Americans and Spanish Americans. Why? You better think. Because this president, hindi ito mapaghiganti. Pero pag nalaman niya na kinokross mo siya, magtago ka na sa dapat mong pagtaguan. Sige. Pagka leche-leche, pardon my friends, ang inyong mga daka-daka. Anyway, Lourdes, baka meron kang nais na itapon dito para naman makaragdag sa ating mga pandinig ng mga Pilipino-American immigrants. Ano ba pwede pang maihabol mo, Miss Lourdes Escaros?
So far, wala namang malaking maaari nating ipaalam sa ating mga kababayan na nasa abroad, except na lang sa medyo masama nga yung panahon ngayon sa Pilipinas. And inanunsyo naman ng Weather Bureau na mararanasan ng inyong mga kababayan dito sa Pilipinas, yung mga nasa abroad dyan, yung La Nina, yung excessive, severe na pag-uulan, yung opposite ng El Nino. So, kung medyo humihingi sa inyo ng, alam mo, yung mga butas-butas yung bahay, alam mo naman yun, Don Lino, kinakailangan ng konting epoxy.
That's right.
Alam mo yung mga Filipino kasi hindi yan sanay magpalit ng bubong. Ang diskarte lang yan, magdikit ng butas sa bubong. Di ba? Ganun lang yun. So medyo kailangan nila yan ngayon. Ganun yung diskarte ng mga Filipino. Like sa abroad, kung merong konting sira, papalitan yung buo. Dito hindi pwede. Hanggat pwedeng pakinabangan, tapalan na lang yung inyong mga butas-butas sa bubong. So again, sa mga kababayan natin sa abroad, mararanasan namin sa Pilipinas yung La Nina. And kapag La Nina, expect nyo pagbaha, maraming kaso ng pagbaha, insidente ng pagbaha sa iba't ibang panig ng bansa. Usually, ganon. Dito sa Pilipinas, kapag konting ulan, may baha.
At nagkakaroon ng dengue. Parang ganon.
Pagkalat ng sakit, di lang dengue.
Dahil sa baha. Di ba? Parang ganon.
Dengue and leptospirosis.
Mariosep. Anyway,
just to inform
Lourdes, lagi tayong kapos sa oras. At it's good. Sapagkat nabibitin tayo para next week. Looking forward to see you again right here sa WRMN Radio. Paalam ko muna panandalian. We'll see you, Lourdes.
Next week, abangan nyo kung sino yung magiging speaker of the house sa ating mga kababayan sa abroad. Malalaman natin next week yan by October 14. Kung sino yung speaker, kung dati pa rin or yung papasok. Mga kasama, ako si Radyoman Lourdes Escaros mula sa Pilipinas. Thank you. RMN New York, USA. Thank you sa ating mga tagapakinig online at yung mga nakamonitor sa atin sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo sa Amerika. Thank you. Kay Vic Valparaiso, maraming salamat sa pakikinig, sir. Mga kasama, mula sa Pilipinas, ako si Radyoman Lourdes Escaros at sa Amerika, si Don Lino Celle. Happy Sunday! Ingat!
Napakasusunod ang opinion at komentaryo